So, Honey, We're Killing the Kids was another show that's discussed in the article in detail. Um, Again, it focuses less on the place and more about behaviors, and in this case, parenting. Uh, the images on the show focus on uh, excessive, impulsive, racialized, gendered bodies. That is different than what's going on Food Revolution. So this is very, very much about the individuals being focused on and not the place in which they live or the structure that is contributing to obesity. Um, this show in particular aligns obesity with a personal failing. The failure of the family is another theme that's frequent on this show. Um, Litwack contrasts that with what goes on Food Revolution. This show in particular emphasizes that people could in fact die from obesity. So despite everything that's resolved at the end, when it is resolved, death is kind of this looming theme of the show as a result of obesity. Ultimately, the takeaway from this show is that the work to prevent and mitigate obesity is never over. You know, that's going to be an ongoing struggle, which is one of the themes on many of these shows. Certainly, the people who have gone on Biggest Loser and have gained the weight back is a theme that gets raised from time to time. So. The suggestion on Honey, We're Killing the Kids that this work is never done is not unique to this show in particular. So, reality TV can address obesity ranging from prevention to preemption, according to Litwack, and we talked about what the differences in those approaches are. Um, some shows are focused on the place as the cause of obesity, and others as the individual as the cause of obesity. Ultimately, in both cases, it's the individual that's going to overcome obesity, buying into the neoliberal sensibility of reality TV. Um, it's interesting that these shows criticize the nature of watching television, the inactivity that it promotes, at the same time as the shows depend on that. You have to be inactive to watch these shows. So that's an interesting way in which the behavior of watching television is in direct contrast to the messages being told on these shows. Consumption is very much framed as the cause of obesity on these shows, at the same time that the shows themselves promote really conspicuous consumption of products that are branded relative to these shows, resorts. The consumption that the show says leads to obesity is also a part of the consumption that the shows themselves promote. These shows in particular demonstrate that the state is not going to overcome obesity on people's behalf. People have to take care of themselves. Again, very much buying into the neoliberal ideology of reality TV, that the state apparatus, the structures that actually are in many ways the cause of some obesity are not the cause on these shows. It's ultimately the individuals that have led themselves to become obese, and it's the individuals that can overcome their own obesity.